Hey guys, how's it going? It's a Saturday afternoon and didn't know what I wanted to work on, but I figured I'd walk out to the garage and usually I find something to work on. So here we go. What I want to get done is get on the Board Track bike something written on the tank, and I planned on doing it a long time ago, just never have. So in a way it's kind of good because people keep asking what it is and there's no name on it. It's kind of funny to watch that, but I wanted to put my own spin on it, and I think we're going to go with recycled on the tank. And what I have is a bunch of letters that are the preformed jobbers. So you got to punch them out and you're going to use them as stencils. So I have this combination right here and trying to figure out how it would lay out. And got the first and last letter. Trying to think of how I want to possibly do it. And I think I want to try to keep back far enough where I can skip the shifter so you can always read it instead of having it say start up here, you know. But all depends on how much room it takes, and I believe it's going to be roughly about 15 inches long, so I should be able to get it in right about there and maybe center the other one about the same distance away. So I'm going to continue on this and we'll see how it goes. Alright, so now I'm trying to think of what I want to do for color, and I'm trying to pick up what would go good on that. You know, first against the off-white, and then should I pick a color off the bike? Should I do a different color? Should I try going with the metal colors? Should I go with the dark burgundy, the tan of the seat, the black? So what I decided to do was just look what I have in my stash and come over and just start painting some things through stencils and get an idea what they look like. That's kind of a hammered metal, and that's a copper kind of color. I don't like or dislike either one. That kind of goes, it's a good backdrop against that, but it doesn't pick up anywhere else off the bike. I'm not saying that it has to, but so I don't know. And then this, you know, this is this kind of color, you know. So I was thinking maybe it would pick up off of the chromy, shiny type of parts. You go with that same kind of look. I'm just not sure. So what I'm going to decide to do is sit here and stare at it for a little bit longer and see if something comes to me. And if not, I also like, you know, possibly trying to pick up off of this color, mix something else. This is just red and black, Tractor Supply red and black mixed together. So I came up with this color, so it might be a little on the hard to get dead nuts again because I just went into a can and mixed it. I don't know. We'll find out. Alright, so I'm still playing with color in my mind, but I figured what I would do is keep moving forward and see if I can cut the letters out and see how the arrangement is. And I was trying to figure out how to center it on the tank, and what I decided to do is just kind of cut them so they are the roughly right size, and then I'm going to tape them all together. So the problem is, you see how it's in a straight line right there, and I thought if I put that on the tank it's going to be a little odd having the letters go straight across when the tank has a bit of a bow down to it. So I think I'm going to take and try to make some kind of stencil to catch this angle, and then I'll take that angle on a piece of paper and cut it or trace it and butt up the individual cards to make it have the bow of the tank, and see how that works for us. Alright, so I took some paper and just laid it up against the tank and then rubbed my hand around it, and my dirty hand around it. Kind of made marks of the outline of the tank, so now I can kind of use this and lay my cards out how I think it's going to lay on the tank instead of trying to stick them on the side of it. So I'm going to lay it out here, then I can tape them all together and transfer it over. And a disclaimer, I am making this up as I go along. I don't know what I'm doing, so don't do what I'm doing. Alright, so I cut out my paper doll, and I thought I would use this being the image of the gas tank and work off of this, but what actually ended up happening was better, is the part that I cut off the top that had the slight curve to it. I laid that on the bench, and I kind of used that to butt my letters up against and give me the correct curve. The only thing I noticed was the L. I don't know if they offset the L to make room on, there's 2 on a card, you know, like there's 2 on a card. I think they just offset the L to make room so it would fit with the other one, but or it's supposed to be, I don't know. Anyway, I took that one, kicked it down so it's in the middle of the letters, and I'm gonna go with that, I think. So now what I'm gonna do is run a piece of tape on the bottom and run a piece of tape on the top, kind of lock them all in the same spot, and see if I can hold that up against the tank and kind of move it around and see what I like. So I played around with where I wanted to center it. I wasn't sure if I wanted, well, the shifter's in right now, but I didn't know if I wanted to try to center it so that you could see it without the shifter being in the way, or should I go more with the center of the tank. And I decided to go more with the center of the tank. I thought it might be a little off-putting kick down that far, so we're gonna go with that. And got it all taped against there, and I'm kind of still wondering what I got for color, and I'm gonna try this. This is something I had laying around. It's old just gold enamel, and it's got that kind of look to it, and I figured it would be more subtle. I don't want to try to have it really bold popping out in the tank, just kind of, you know, blend in a little bit more. If I don't like it, I can always highlight the outside edges, but again, we're just playing to see how this stuff works. So you got to start somewhere, so I'm starting. I just want to show you this tank's needs to be redone anyway. If you look right there, you can see where the paint blew out when the original gas line was leaking. So it's not do or die, however this comes out. Alright, I think I'm gonna just take a paper towel and just dunk it in that paint, and then try to thin it out a little bit on there and dab it on and see what I get. Alright. In worst case, we wipe it back off, right? And that's not going to be thick enough. And more paint. Yeah, one of those little brushes that you. I actually don't want it perfect anyway. I want it to look kind of. It's been there for a while, so if it has some damage here and there, that might actually, or like wore off look to it. A bit, you know. Uh-oh. Got a problem. My piece of tape is in the way of my letter. I don't think it was a good idea to have 3 cups of coffee before attempting this too. Come on. Just like how things work out in your mind. Should I check the rest of them first? A little bit of the R. Ah. Alright. Where were we? Yeah, the only downfall is most people call it a wizard or an Indian. Now that there's a name on it, I don't think I'm gonna go with either one of those. But that's okay because it isn't one of those, you know. Gotta look at my elbow. Yeah. How do we do it like that? That's a little too much. It's like clumpy. How do I fix clumpy? We leave it alone before we make it worse. How's that? I was thinking about the other side has the gas gauge on it, and it's kind of more convoluted as far as the space that's left. Think about putting musty one on that side, maybe? I don't know. I'm gonna leave it blank for now. We're gonna see how this comes out. I'm real good at getting 95% of what I need done on something, and the last 5% never gets done, so I'm trying to come back and finish up all my loose ends here. The boat, the Chris Craft, the kip boat, I kind of did the same thing with it. I made like a tramp stamp on the back of it, and I wrote Barracuda across it in smaller lettering. The lettering is probably about an inch tall, something like that. At first I was trying to get it so that it was solid. I actually think it might be better if it's kind of like peppered in there a little bit. Again, kind of give it that worn look, you know. You're getting close. I literally have you guys watching paint dry. Did I miss any spots? Yeah. What do you think? Looks like I got it all. A little blotchy around the first seat. See if we kind of clean that up a little. My paint can's so old it started leaking. It blew out the bottom of it. I had to put it in a bag. When I stirred it, it opened the bottom of the tank. Alright, I'm starting to screw with it too much. Let's pull that off of there. See what we get. See if we can do this and pull it straight off. bad. It bled around the base of the D a little, I think. Trying to figure out how to get you guys off the stand. Hold on one sec. There you go. Yeah. It's pretty good. It's not bold, you know. And my D looks like crap. And you know, I'm gonna go screw with that. I'm gonna make a mess of it. So. It still could have used more of a curve, I think, because the bottom has more of a curve than the top does. I kind of matched the top. I should have kind of maybe split the difference between the two curves. Maybe that I'm just getting picky. Alright, so yeah, my can blew out, so pissing out of the bottom of it, so I threw it in a bag. I have to go run and get an empty can. I actually kind of like that paint. Alright, guys, again, thanks for watching, commenting, subscribing, and catch you on the next video. Take care.